back to the Tyranny Stories channel, where today we're going to be doing the Booktube Newbie Tag because, well, I am new to Booktube. I'm not new to YouTube in general, but I am new to the bookish portion of it. So I'm going to do that because I think it would be really cool to see what I have, what new things are coming, being new to the platform and whatnot. Not platform, but new to the Booktube part of it. So I have the questions here on my tablet. I wrote it really big so I could see them very quickly. So the first one is, why did I start this channel? Which for me would be more of, why did I switch this channel over? And I've mentioned it in a couple videos, but I guess I'll mention it in a little bit more detail now, which is I really just want to document my journey of getting more into books and more into writing books and whatnot. So I think that's why I switched it over from an art channel to a reading writing channel, is because also, to be completely honest, it's way easier to make videos like this sitting in front of a camera talking instead of having a top-down view and having to fast forward things, add music, effects, and all those other things, which I'll still probably do for these videos, but it'll be a lot easier to do because I don't have to cut the footage and move it around and do all these things with it. So that's another reason, but less of a reason than me wanting to document the journey of reading and writing for myself, because I can make art on my own and, all that. So I'm really glad I did switch over the channel for sure, because I'm having a lot more fun with this than I was in the past, like, few months before this, doing the art stuff. It was kind of just going through the motions to get the views, to get my channel, growing. But now I'm having a lot of fun sharing with you guys my journey and, like, what's going on in my life, what I'm doing, and stuff like that. So that is why I switched the channel from a art channel to a reading writing channel. What are some fun and unique things you bring to Booktube is the next question. And my boiler room keeps turning on. I'm so sorry, but it's going to be loud for a minute. Some fun and unique things. I think the fun things are going to be, like, what books I read, adding, new books into the flow so people can see, oh, I've never heard of this book. Maybe I should read it. That sounds amazing. Although I'm reading a lot of mainstream books right now, and I want to change that a little bit. But I think with reading the Overlord series, I don't know, a lot of people know that they have a light novel series, which they do. They also have manga and anime, obviously, but the light novel series is for me because I love to read books, like actual books, not like manga and stuff like that. So I'm very excited to read that book and then kind of add more to the platform, and maybe I'll come up with some reading challenges and whatnot to do, which I already have the Star Wars TBR board game, which is TV Star Wars, because I can't figure out another name for it. So that is the name we're going to run with. And I think that's pretty unique because the way I made it, I put a lot of work into it, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to take me a couple years to finish it probably, because I have 20 to 21 different boards. I don't remember how many I ended up actually going with. And it takes me a long time. I'm not even halfway through the first board, and I'm already almost 2 months in. So that's going to be a fun time to see the journey over time watching these videos. And yeah, and then doing a little bit of writing vlogs in between my reading vlogs might be a little bit unique because it'll be about my life, no one else's. So that'll be cool. And then the next question is, what are you most excited for about this new channel? I think what I'm most excited for is to be able to come back to this a year from now and see where I was reading-wise, writing-wise, and see how much I've changed in that year, or how much I've accomplished, what things I've finished, what goals I got done, and, where I still need to make improvements and whatnot. But I think that's going to be the most exciting part, is being able to look back on this and be like, wow, I did this for a whole year. Because I've been on YouTube for, I want to say almost 2 years. I think March makes it 2 years. So 1 year and 3 quarters. And I've learned a lot. And obviously through changing this channel too, I learned a lot. So I'm excited to, keep learning as we go, because we always learn every day. Whether you're in school or not, which I am in school, I'm in college. I'm going back on the 15th, which may or may not be before or after this video. It'll be, the day this goes up, it'll be the day after I start college again. So we'll see what I'm doing then. So the next question is, why do you love reading? For me, reading is an escape from this world, obviously, because of, what happened in 2020 and everything that's going on. It's been a difficult time, and I think reading has done a lot for me to kind of escape from this world. And another reason is I love reading about different worlds, different places, different characters, and like what's going on in their heads. Like this Overlord 12-book series so far, I'm going to get to learn about these characters as we go along, and I think that's really cool, and the storytelling is amazing in books. And because I don't think I've read a book that I've hated ever in my life. Like, I've just completely been like, oh, this book is terrible, I never want to read it. That's a lie. I listened to the first 50 Shades of Grey book, and that was absolutely awful, although it was an audiobook, so it wasn't as bad as like reading it with my eyes. Ooh, it was terrible. But I believe that would probably be the only book I've ever read that I didn't like, but I still finished. I have never DNF'd a book, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, so reading, I love going on these adventures with characters and learning about their lives and what's going on. And I do love drama, romance, and fantasy, so that's pretty much all the books I read, and I love them quite a lot. Excuse me, I had a yawn there. Let's see. And then I actually mentioned this in a different video, but it says, which book or series got you into reading? And that's the next question. And the book that got me into reading was, I remember it so clearly. I was in middle school. I went to the library. Like, I think we were having reading time in class, and I had finished my book. So I went to the library, and I'm just looking around in books, whatever, moving on, and just kind of moseying around, looking for a book to read and kind of trying to waste time. Because I wasn't really very into reading at the time. I liked picture books and like comics and stuff, but reading, it was so hard for me to like stay focused. But I found this book called Perchance to Dream by Lisa Manchev, which fantastic series. Or it's not called Perchance to Dream. It's called Eyes Like Stars. Perchance to Dream is the second book right there. So it's a trilogy of books. They're not very long. I would definitely say they're probably middle school level books, maybe high school. I'm not sure. But that's what really got me into reading, because reading that book, I got to learn about these characters. It was just so amazing how they were written and what they were going through and stuff like that. So, and reading the third book, hard to say like how, I can't even like figure out my words, but like it's just so amazing how 3 books can come together, and then from the first page to the last page, everything, you learn everything, and then it's all tied up with a nice neat bow at the end. And that, I would definitely say that series is what got me into reading in the first place. The next question is, what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? So there's only 2 that I can think of, which are Books with Chloe. No, there's 3. There's Books with Chloe, there's Brittany the Bibliophile, and Kate Kavanaugh. I think that's what her YouTube channel is called. All those people, when I first started watching those channels in 2020, I thought, wow, you can like do reading and do it on the internet and share it with other people. And I thought that was so cool. So I think I would just ask them like what made them want to start, what keeps them going, and what's their favorite book. Because those are all very important questions. And then the next question is, what challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? So for me, like I said, it's more of changing over from an art channel to a booktube channel, because like I said, I've had this channel for almost 2 years. And also, be a little Easter egg for whoever's watching this far in, I'm probably going to do a live stream on the, it'll be March 1st of 2021. What time? I don't know yet, and I might forget about this, but I really want to do a live stream on March 1st, because that'll be 2 years of YouTube for me, and that is just the absolute most exciting thing for me, and I don't even know what I'm going to do on the live stream, but I would be really excited to do that and spend some time with you guys, because 2 years in the making. This has been such a fantastic time, and 2 years is a very long time. So I will definitely be so excited to do that with you guys. But what will be the hardest challenge to overcome with doing a booktube channel will be, I think keeping up with the videos, because that was a big problem for me when I first started the channel 2 years ago, was keeping up with my schedule that I made and posting videos on time and that kind of thing, which I've made more of a flexible schedule for me. I post once a week, but it's usually on a Saturday, but sometimes it's a Sunday or a Monday, depending on what my regular schedule is, not, counting YouTube. Like, I work and go to school full time. So both of those things take into account. I am filming a bunch of these videos ahead of time, which is what I usually do for a month, is I film videos ahead of time and then just kind of edit them and post them as we go, because it's easier for me that way, and then I can just keep all my thoughts together and stuff like that. So I think the hardest thing to overcome is going to be sticking to a schedule. Very important. And then it says, when did you start reading is the next question. And I started reading, I mean, obviously in kindergarten, because everybody read in kindergarten. I didn't go to preschool. I'm too cool. So I didn't go to preschool. No, I'm kidding. I mean, in kindergarten, obviously, I started reading. But I think it means, when did I start reading seriously? Which would probably be about 5 years ago. But I got, like, really serious about it this year and really built up my collection of books. I think I own probably almost 100 books if I count the manga. If I don't, probably closer to like 75. But I started reading really seriously this year, and like I said in my my reading goals for 2021 video, I read 27 books in 2020, and I'm just absolutely amazed that I was able to read that much in a year, with being busy and then with the world coming to a halt in a lot of aspects. So that's when I started reading seriously, was last year, when I had all this time to myself before I started college and stuff like that, and I was just working, and that was it. So the next question is, where do you read? Which I read in a lot of places, actually. I have this book area, but I want to put a little bench in front of it so I can read here, but I need a small one that'll fit here. So usually I read in my bed, which is over there, or I read on the couch more often, because my couch is so comfortable. It's made of pillows, because I'm a child, and when I bought a couch, I said I wanted pillows on it. So I read on my couch very often, and I like to sit in the sun because there's a window and the sun comes in like really perfectly over there. Sometimes I'll read outside. I have a hammock that I put out in the spring and summer into the fall, depending on how warm or cold it is. And sometimes I'll sit at the table over here, or I'll lay on the floor outside even, because I have a deck. And I read lots of places because I live in a very small space, so I kind of like to diversify where I read. And then the last question is, what kind of books do you like to read? Which I think I mentioned a little bit earlier, but I love romance, fantasy, and drama, which are pretty much all the books behind me fall into that category. So I love fantasy because I love learning about new worlds. I love magic. I love all of it, and the action and everything, and like what goes on. And then I love drama because I love drama. I mean, I watch a lot of shows on Netflix that are drama related. I don't have cable anymore, because who's gonna spend hundreds of dollars a month for cable when you could literally just watch what's on Netflix, which is actually a very large selection. They even have all of the Supernatural series. They have Vampire Diaries. They have all these like staple ones, and then they have some obscure things too, which are really cool. And I've watched a couple of them. Maybe I'll make a video on my favorite Netflix series. But anyways, I watch a lot of dramas on Netflix, and so I love books that are drama too. And then what was the other one? Romance. I love romance books. The cheesier, the better. I just love all of it because it's so cute and adorable and just not how the world works at all. So I love to read those kind of things. And that was actually the last question. So that's going to be the end of this video. Let me know any of the answers to these questions in the comments down below for, how you feel about this new booktube thing I'm doing. And I don't think I have anything else coming up, so I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.